I'm gonna leave the claps going the whole time this time. I want the full round of applause.
Longer? It stays long?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I was like Ricky Lake.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back. Welcome back to the No Free Game Podcast. I am your humble, gracious host, King Solomon. And to my left, the man that helped Dr. Dre become the greatest producer of all time. This man actually trained Patrick Mahomes back when he was 5 years old.
Ooh, I like that one. I like that one.
And he also happens to be the president of Duke University.
There it is.
The Big Juice Show. Let's get some claps on for him.
Thank you, King. Thank you, King.
Hello, my friend. Before we begin, let's get a quick little salute going.
Let's go. What do we,
To another good episode, my friend.
Okay.
If you are watching us on YouTube, thank you very much. Make sure you hit the bell, subscribe. Make sure you're tapped in with us. If you're listening to wherever you listen to your podcast, again, thank you. Make sure you leave a review, leave some comments. We appreciate it. My friend, it's been a little bit of time. I had to take a little break for myself. Been a little bit under the weather. So I apologize early on if I sound a little nasally.
But how was the break? How was the
you know what? It was nice. It was nice. I think anytime you're doing anything and really like putting your all into it can get tiring, especially with just life and work and you know all that. So we've been going hard with these episodes.
Yes.
So you know I definitely think I needed a little bit of a mental break there. But no, I feel good. I feel rejuvenated. Thank you for joining me. You look. You know.
Oh, God.
You know. I want to say this about you.
Cheers. We did it. We did it, King. We stayed.
Did it, my friend. I think you could survive in any era. And the reason I say you could survive in any era, this is probably the flyest 1960 outfit in 2023.
I'm wearing fucking corduroy. I didn't even think about it. That's
You know, the flowers
hot.
and like you look.
I got the chucks on the fucking PF flyers.
You look peaceful, my friend. How are you? How's everything? You know, I got to check in mentally.
Oh, man, I'm non-binary. That's what I found out last night.
I don't know.
And,
I just don't know if you used that correctly. I don't think that's how
I don't know what it means.
From my understanding, and again, shout out to anybody in their genders and all that other
The whole
stuff.
spectrum.
From my understanding, you don't associate as being male or female. You are just a human being. And I could be wrong.
Okay.
I'm not an expert on the topic, but I believe that's where the they thems come into play.
Okay.
Are the people who don't consider themselves male or female.
So you're like fucking Iron Man.
So you know it's funny, and we're gonna just dive into this. We talked a little bit about this off air, but you know I find it funny the outrage over genders. Not even that, because I think there's a much bigger picture here, but. And I think the much bigger picture is I find it hilarious that people like us who are now older, you know,
Like us? What do you mean?
We're 30 and up. We're in a
Black folk? Fuck no, that's so yesterday.
No. I want to keep this an age thing, because I think it really is an age thing. People like us 30 and up are outraged that younger people are either learning new information or challenging the information that we learned. And
yes.
I think that's really the bigger picture here through all this is I think people of an older generation just cannot understand or believe that these younger kids think that they know better than us or they're smarter than us because
they're so
whatever.
young,
And
so young.
So I just feel like this is just the new battle of age that happens all the time in generations. I just don't think it's meant for us to be. I don't think unless you actually go and try and purposely try and understand it. I think it's somebody who have no real knowledge on anything involving gender. I just accept what it is.
You know
now, no, you and I want you to talk about it because you do have a different perspective because you are a father, right?
Yes.
I'm talking from a complete someone who has no children whatsoever. You are a father, so not in. And again, this is
I'm biased.
This is a nuanced conversation, right? This is not a hateful conversation. You are one of the most peaceful people I know. I know you don't hate anybody.
Thank you.
Right?
No.
So I want to make sure we stamp that before we continue on. But and I'll let you talk about it because I know you don't feel as open as I do.
I just don't I thought we were still trying to get reparations, right? But now I have to worry about the guy who wants to fuck not even a human. He might want to fuck his vacuum in a unicorn costume. And he wants reparations. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's a fucking line, buddy. And I think, like you said, I think the biggest thing for us is, it's fucking technology is that they're so young and they're the generation that can get this information, receive it, and then do something about it. All so fast.
And I think,
right?
I think that's one of the major factors that I would say bothers people is the speed of everything.
It bothers me.
Right? Because, I mean, throughout history, especially prior to the internet, and I said this earlier, the internet and fire are probably the two greatest human inventions in like mankind. Because
it's nothing coming close.
Pre-internet, right? We learned what was given to us. We learned what we could learn. Unless you were someone
via book.
If you were diving into libraries, you know what I mean? And even with that, you're only consuming information in one form, right?
What do you mean?
Not everybody consumes information the same way.
Oh, how they learn.
How they learn. Like, I have learned so much more through visuals and audios. I'm not really much a book guy, right? Now, there are definitely many people who are book people, but the point is, prior to the internet, if you were not a book person, you only learned through your environment or your family. So your understanding of things was so limited.
And there was a lot of fake news, too, because like you said, if you weren't a book nigga, you weren't going to the fucking city library to fact check your Uncle Joe who's drunk and said, you know, black guys got an extra leg muscle, right? You know, you want to be shooting guard.
Exactly.
You know, tell coach. It's like we weren't now. It's like, I feel like that generation, I love you guys. I love all our fans. But all old listeners, you might be obsolete. Except for the niggas that know how to work the fucking computer to get here. You're cool. Because, all right, King, we ever had a conversation with, like, an aunt or uncle who's 55, 60-ish?
Oh, yeah.
And you just spew facts. You're talking about some real shit. We're like, well, no, auntie. This, da-da-da-da-da, and this. And he's like, that's not true. Like, no, I can Google it.
Yeah, right.
And then they just give you that look like you said, some fucking, it's selling witch trial shit. And then motherfuckers look around and it's like, and then now with these young niggas though, it's like, oh no, it's this, that, and the third. Oh, and I can show you that. So fuck you. And then they're just changing the game. Well, they're only going off that shit.
Well, I mean, being young is being rebellious. You don't get more rebellious as you get older. More people see that as you being weird. Think about it. If you wanted to change the world at 17, everybody said, "Oh, you're gonna be great," and pat you on your ass. If you want to change the world at 30, everybody calls you a crazy person and wants to get you locked up.
You might be on your Dr. Evil shit. I didn't think about it like that.
But no, seriously, right? Like as revolution is acceptable when you're young. Because the response is, oh, they're young.
You don't have bills.
When you want to be revolutionary and you're older, they call the FBI on you.
Yeah, fuck.
So I ultimately, and because I think this is a wider conversation than just gender, but specifically about gender, I'm
talking freedom. I don't care what you want to fuck.
If we want to be,
how you want to fuck.
So if we want to be free, then let people be free. See this?
No, it's a fucking lie.
You see, like, this is my thing about freedom, and this is for people on both aisles, whatever you represent, whatever. We are so selective on when we want to be free. We only care about freedom when it's beneficial. That's the only time we care about freedom.
Yes.
Because if we think about it, America's supposed to be a place where all religions can be free, right? But then again,
Religion
if you're
cool.
not Catholic or you're not Christian, if you have a mosque, people over there picketing in front of your mosque just because you're trying to pray to Jesus.
They're wrong.
You feel me? But
what do you do about Cat Girl who doesn't want to go to third period math?
Well, but the problem is she doesn't want to go to math. The problem is she's Cat Girl, and that's. No, but look, I don't know if I just feel like who cares? Like who cares? All right, what about when we were growing up, and there were those nerds, right? Now we come from an era where bullying was the thing, right? You were either bullied or not bullied. I mean,
either or.
It was you were either the bullier or you chill,
stayed out the way. One or the other,
or you got bullied.
Well, yeah,
one of the three. So yeah, 3 options.
But that was the thing. Like, damn, don't fuck with he's a bully. Shit like that.
But bullying mostly happened when people wanted to be different. That's where bullying happened. It's where you're not like
I see
us,
what you're saying.
Right? So now what's going on now is almost the exact opposite. It is now uncool. It's uncool to be like everybody else. It is now looked down upon. Groupthink is now looked down upon. And that's all we know. That's all we grew up with. That's how our understanding of the world developed through groupthink. Our generation.
Am I trying to put these young niggas in a box?
You're trying to, but there's no so this is what I'm saying. It's
I'm so confused. I don't like being confused. I just want you young niggas to chill out a little bit.
But it's because you're trying to understand. The only way you're gonna understand is if you go sit down and talk to a bunch of these humans. I don't want to disrespect nobody. So unless you sit down and speak with these human beings and get an understanding, because I don't even think it's meant for us to It's like asking.
Yes.
It's like asking Sally Mae, who grew up in the deep South, who only knew her great grandfather. It's like asking them to understand. It's like asking them to understand the dynamics of a cookout.
They'll never get it.
They'll look at you like, "Fuck you talking about?"
You niggas should be on trees.
This is why, you feel me? So you're trying to understand fucking Narnia when you live in Jersey. Narnia's fucking different. Narnia's not Jersey.
Damn. You know what? I'm wearing fucking flower corduroy pants. Goddamn, and I don't understand shit. But you know what? I guess you're right, King. Hit the fucking button.
But you know what?
Is turn.
But I also, with all that being said, I also think we live in a weird time where questioning things gets attacked. So I also don't think it's. I don't think it's wrong for anyone to be like, I don't know about that. We live in a time now where if you question something, you look crazy. But then that's weird.
Because I also feel I think we're in that era, right? Where okay, you question it, you could say, but what's the be all end all? Cause like you said, it's actually it's the internet. So these young niggas are diabolical. They got an answer for everything. It's oh, why? Because but it's no, what do you, I don't know if they feel. These are fucking evil teenage robots. I'm only 30. I fucking sound like, what's that nigga from Sanford and Son? It's like I'm 75.
You know, it's funny, most people don't know that reference. Well, you want a very quick side story? You want to know how I know we're old? I'm gonna tell you how I know we're old. I was at work. My the director, the VP of my division was walking past us, and my coworker had a leather jacket on. And
how old's the VP?
He's I would say he's mid-50s, probably touching early 60s. He saw the jacket on the coworker and was like, "Oh, you look like the Fonz from Happy Days." The coworker looked at him like 7 heads. I was like, "Oh, I know the Fonz."
The nigga didn't know who the Fonz was?
No idea.
Hey,
I had to show
the fucking Fonz.
Once I showed the person the picture, they're like, "Oh, okay." I'd seen the face, but that's how you know we're old. Like references, you can't use certain references no more.
Shit.
Like only certain people know Sanford and Son reference right now. And I'm talking about a certain amount of black people. Not even just forget. I was talking about there's a certain percentage of black people that can understand a Sanford and Son reference.
Oh fuck.
And that number is getting lower and lower as the days go by.
I'm old? How the fuck did 2023 turn into fucking 2023 BC? Like how am I at 32 old again?
Yo, and you
know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at.
That's an amazing point.
I thought I was young. I thought I was hip.
I don't know how getting old is weird because like you don't really understand you're getting old until like everything is different. And you can't even really pinpoint the time where everything changed.
Nah, you wake up
and like, oh shit, we all going backwards now? What?
Oh God.
What the fuck just happened? I thought we was all going right before. Now we all going left?
It's no medium.
Oh no.
You know what?
No, there's no middle ground.
Salute to these young niggas. Cause this is frustrating. I got a kid, and I'm thinking about it. I don't like it.
So speaking of the future and like all this type of stuff, are you into ChatGPT at all? Do you know anything about it? The AI movement?
How do you mean?
So I've been talking to a lot of I'm shocked the amount of people that don't know this. I'm shocked.
Okay. Say it slower.
So ChatGPT. Ring any bells?
Sounds like a venereal disease. Okay. I've never heard of it.
So let me put you on game. So for any of our viewers or listeners who have not heard of it, basically it's a AI program, so artificial intelligence program, where it will change the way that we search things. So as of right now, if I were to say, hey, look up how many times LeBron hit threes or how many threes in his career, you Google it, right? When you Google
it, a Google? Well, no, you Google it.
So you'll Google it, right? Now, when you Google it, what happens? It gives you a bunch of websites with the answer for what you're looking for, right?
Okay.
It doesn't actually give you the answer. It will give you suggestions for websites that you can click on to get the answer that you're looking for.
Okay.
ChatGPT will answer your question. So if you say, hey, how many 3-pointers LeBron made in his career? ChatGPT will say LeBron has made da-da-da-da in his career, starting from the... But that's just, that's the tip of the iceberg. You can tell ChatGPT, hey, write me a screenplay where the main character kills his wife as a horror mystery. And it will write out the entire play for you.
Wait.
In like 5 seconds.
So you give it an idea and it does whatever.
Yep.
It's a Alexa 2.0 in so to speak.
Even bigger than Alexa. Who's Alexa
running this shit?
Do that. Who created it? What do you mean? Who's running?
Who's running it?
What do you? I don't know what you mean. Who created the software?
What do you mean? Like, fucking this is a question. Who the fuck is? Okay, I get on NZ Transit. Buses are still real, right? We still have buses.
We do still have
What
buses.
the fuck did I miss? We only missed 2 weeks. What?
Yeah, man. So
okay, who owns it?
So right now, so I believe this dropped. I want to say 3 months ago now, 4 months ago.
Damn.
It's actually has more subscribers than Google and YouTube did in its first year. I think it's the largest. It had the most signups in a year of all time.
I can see that though, because like the internet, social media, like everything is just different.
Yeah, so it's huge, right? So right now, major companies like Microsoft are trying to build their own, because everyone's trying to
compete,
compete with Google, right? So I have been talking to people about it, and how do you feel about like this new wave of like technology and shit, where like, literally on your computer right now, we can have a full. You can even write music. Like you can tell it to write you a rap song about whatever.
But what is it though? Like
it's a software.
No, it sounds like what was the shit we used to
It's a computer software.
We used to it was something when we were in like late high school or college, around that time. I'll definitely use it in college, where if I didn't feel like studying, I'll go to this shit and then put the book in. And then it was some wild shit that we thought was turned. Like,
what the fuck you talking about?
It was like, let's say I had a test on a specific English, right? And I didn't read. I had to write a paper, and we would go on Google.
You mean like Spark Notes?
Yes, that was our shit.
Oh yeah, nah.
So this is the new, because it was
Nigga,
like
this is on a whole.
We'll put the fucking.
This is Spark Notes on every steroid ever made.
But if I don't, that's what I'm saying. If
think of an idea, and I'll tell you how if ChatGPT can do.
But if these niggas aren't doing it, it don't count.
What do you mean?
I like Pat Mahomes because this mulatto niggas out here balling. It ain't.
But how would you know the difference?
What do you mean?
So like if let's say through ChatGPT, I have created the greatest screenplay of all time, and I go and I get that screenplay.
No.
created.
You said you got an idea. Yo, let me make a movie about such and such. Chat. What is it called?
ChatGPT.
I don't like it. That shit Russian. And you say that.
Yep.
And they do it. The whole thing?
No, it won't. It won't create the movie for you. It'll. I don't think. I mean, eventually it will.
Oh, shit.
There will be a point in time where we'll create the whole movie for you. Yes.
No, but you're not creating anymore.
But, but my question is, how would you know? Is my point. If I just say I did it, how would you know I didn't do it?
You feel okay with that?
I'm asking the question. I'm just asking the question. Because this is where we're headed to.
I didn't sign up for this, King.
This is where we're headed to.
I didn't start doing this podcast with you to do this Twilight Zone shit.
It is very Twilight Zone-y.
It's so weird.
I will say.
So who's getting the credit?
So I mean, there are founders. It's actually called OpenAI. There are founders. There are people who actually created it. I even think Elon Musk had some hand in creating it. But yeah, I mean, these are just young dudes who know coding and know all this type of stuff.
So you come up with an idea, and then through your idea in the coding, after whatever premise the fuck that you deliver, they do all the work.
You can even have it create a code for you. So like, let's say so what people were doing was when it first came out, people were like asking it to write code for like a 2D video game, and it will create the code and you can put it in and play the game.
So what does the creator do?
What do you mean? Like me? Like if I typed it in,
so
I just copy and paste it into something. I just copy and paste.
America, y'all.
So are you cool with it?
No. I just told you I want the little cat bitch to stop being a cat and do fractions. What the fuck? See, that's the problem. Here's the thing. Would you want to go to a Drake concert and you see Bomani Jones? You don't want to see Bomani Jones talking about, I got my eye on you.
Well, does he sound like Drake?
It's actually, from what you're telling me, it's everything but the real thing.
So maybe.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe, I don't know. So, no,
That's hilarious.
You know what's funny with me when it comes to like all this type of shit? I think if you don't try and learn this new shit early, you're gonna be screwed.
But for who though?
It's late.
Because you're obviously not speaking from a consumer standpoint. It sounds like you understand what the product is.
No, of course I'm speaking from a consumer. Because it's coming to the consumer soon. I'll give you a prime example.
Go.
The way we have credit cards now with the chips on them.
I'm done.
The way we had, we have credit cards now with the chips on them.
Yes.
Okay. So my first job, this is when I was 19 years old. So almost 20 years ago. 10 years ago, excuse me. They were talking about the chips in the credit cards and said that was coming.
Okay.
10 years later, everybody got chip in their card.
Regular.
So
now you can use your phone.
So my point is, in 10 years, ChatGPT is going to be everywhere. This type of shit's going to be everywhere.
But what the fuck?
So like the regular consumer is 100% going to 100% going to be dealing with this, one way or another. Just like my pops didn't have an email until maybe like 4 years ago.
Why the fuck don't people want to do anything?
Well, technology. I just told we opened up this podcast today by saying the creation of fire and technology are the two greatest creations in human history.
So this is a nigga saying, Siri, I want to make fire. And Siri
close. It won't physically make fire, but kind of.
It gives you the fucking electronic fire.
I mean, one day it's gonna create like a fire hologram. 100%.
Yes.
100%.
And humans are okay with literally not doing the work, but getting.
But can I argue? Yeah. Can I argue that's always been happening?
Yeah, no. Actually, I just realized I sound like a fucking asshole. When I said it, I was like, oh,
like you feel me? Like
I'm not black.
like if that's the path that we want to go down, haven't that been going? But and if anything, I think that's also why I'm kind of into tech, especially especially being black, is because this is the first time.
Ooh,
there is.
I like where you're going with it, King.
This is the first time a game-changing vehicle is available to black people when it's available to most others.
It evens. And
granted,
evens the playing field.
We can go into real nuanced conversations and still say it's unequal, but I'm more talking on just whole scale, large amounts, right? A large amount of African American, a large amount of black folk have access to technology.
You're saying it's making it fair.
It is the first time we can actually take advantage of this type of shit. Like, we can really take advantage of this type of shit. Well, it is not about asking for permission. That's the great part about technology.
I think
you don't have to ask for permission. It's open information. It's literally open information. You can go on YouTube right now and learn. You can learn more about this stuff in a day than 99.9% of people if you just YouTube it. Like all this, and this isn't even like going to the library no more. You could be at home,
library going,
rolling a J,
going,
looking at and learning about freaking.
But that's what I'm saying. So, question. Yes. How do I word it? From your standpoint, because you fuck with it, what do you think is the actual benefit? Because if we're eliminating humans doing something and feeling as if that they obviously don't care the fuck they deserve it, right? Like whatever satisfaction you get from doing the action, you're talking into whatever fucking program and it's doing it for you. Like, that's to me crazy. You have a fucking idea for a novel or a screenplay and you tell them just the premise, and they do the whole thing. So what is, for us, the benefit?
Well, and that's up to you, but I mean...
What the fuck?
Well, no. So to be even more specific, right? Although it can do it for you, as a creator, do you want it doing it for you? Most likely not. I think there's a human element into this that
I don't know
that we fear of, because we just assume everyone's just not going to want to do anything. But why? Why? That's like saying when they created cars, no one's gonna what do you mean? Like humans exist. Humans are always going to do stuff to better themselves. If anything, what this will do is just help. I think it's going to help make things that we thought were great better, in the sense of now you can make sure whatever you're doing it can be correct. So, for example, right?
Oh, you don't realize you smart then.
So I'll give you an example. How many movies have been created where they're just major plot holes?
So like, more than their share, right?
So now with at least this type of software, that number should drop somewhat, where at least you have like a buffer. So it's like, hey, here's what I wrote. You know, you can say, hey, this is what I wrote, find plot holes. And they'll find all the plot holes.
That's different than...
No, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just how you're using it. Sure, people gonna try...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's the same thing. Same it's just how you see it. And that's with anything with technology. Sure, if you're going to say, hey, ChatGPT, give me the screenplay, that doesn't mean people are going to like it.
You're using it as a tool.
And that's what it should be used for. That's just like any other tool.
Well, America's, it's we're a country full of cocksuckers. So,
I mean, but yeah.
So they're going to use it as a what? Because it's so crazy, bro. I can't say, the reason why I say that is because I have a 7-year-old son in America. And I tell him to find something. 20 seconds later, he comes back. And I can't find it.
Yeah.
You little son of a bitch, you didn't look. You stood behind the door and you waited till you thought I forgot because you're 7. So 20 seconds seems like 20 hours. It's like, I can't find it. It disappeared. Don't you know, I know Santa Claus is fake.
No, but
the Easter Bunny was never around.
But this is, but you were that stupid one time too.
That's the thing.
We all were that
I'm
stupid at one
afraid that
point.
might come back for a nigga that's 20, bro.
You are such a parent.
Yeah, I can't turn it off. I can't turn. You don't think because bro, I think that is so good. I just found out about this shit, and then and you're like, yeah, you can say yeah. I want the best macaroni and cheese recipe, and it's fucking. We used to have to ride our bikes.
So all this is very funny to me because I also wanted to talk about something I feel like it's such an old nigga thing.
Oh God!
And it actually happened today with me and my lady, and I just happened to ask her. I was like, do you share like how much you make with like your parents or like she has a brother, so like with your brother, like did your brother know how much?
Like her salary?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
And she was like, nah. She was like, I would never. And it made me think, and I was like, she right. Like my parents don't really know how much I make. Like my family don't know how much I make. They just know I'm doing better for myself. But to what extent that they can tell by, what I'm doing and where I'm going and the holiday, they little things. They're like, all right, like, So why don't we talk about salaries? Like, why is the salary conversation such like taboo almost?
House niggas.
Is that what it is?
The Django effect.
Dig into that.
Look at me, right? So when a nigga has the opportunity to do better for himself and does better for himself, right? Niggas, they can smell that shit like a skunk smells piss on a pumpkin. I don't know. I heard it somewhere, and it's great because it's like you said. For example, I never told my father how much I made, but he's like, "Oh, where you guys going to for dinner? Oh, we're going such and such for dinner." He's like, "Oh," I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, yeah, we. Oh, you doing that now?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It's that reaction. It's that reaction. 100%.
But
or it'd be like, so just as a personal example, for my dog, I'm not gonna lie. We gave him some fucking expensive ass dog food. I'm not a big fan of it, but it is
really
what it is. That shit like $200 a month
for a dog.
For dog food. I mean, don't get it like it's like real food. Like it's some like it's called Farmer's Dog. For anybody who got a dog and ever heard of Farmer's Dog, is that shit expensive as hell. And I told my mom,
that's the shit that's damn near human grade. Y'all
like,
crazy.
She was like, you spent how much? I'm like, yeah, I know. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, she gave me that look like, oh, you big money now. I'm like, nah, but like... I know
the look. And you got a black mom. So, for the record, tell America how big your dog is. That puts it even bigger perspective.
My dog, 19 pounds.
Oh, God.
He's a little guy.
He's a fucking Louis bag. 200 a month.
Yeah, son, it's expensive. It's expensive dog food, dog. But yeah, so you're right though. I don't know if it's just I don't want to be seen differently, but I think that is it. I think I don't want to be seen differently, and B, selfishly, I don't want added pressures now that you know I got it, right? Because especially when it comes to family, it's like, oh, so and so got it. Oh, by the way, I've been struggling this month. Do you have? Or like, oh, by the way,
I think we would like to, because I thought that, and then I went down, just started asking myself, just being analytical, right? And looking at the reality of it. Now you said you don't want to be seen in a different way. What would happen if you were saw in that different way? What do you think? Like why?
Higher expectations. I just feel like it's with anybody who has money. It's there are going to be those who just blatantly ask for money, and I don't know if I'm ready to have those conversations with family members.
That's true. I was going down the I'm gonna get murdered.
I mean, if you say no, yes, I can see that. Yeah.
No, just in general. Like, oh, you're making this? We have to whack you. Because you never know what somebody's situation is and what they're willing to do to change it. And like you said, even your fiance, she was like, no.
Nah.
But do you think that this is cultural? Do you think in all cultures across the board that they get that look like you?
Well, for those who don't know, my fiance is white, so yeah, I think it's across the board because she will not mention it whatsoever to her. Nope.
Did you ask her the reason? Or is that invasive?
Yeah.
What did she say? What did she say?
Same exact reason. She was like, I don't want. Which I agree with her full. She didn't want the pressures.
Of what?
Yeah, so it's that dynamic of parent-kid, right? And no matter how old you get, your parents are always going to see you as their kid.
As their kid.
Right? So with that, parents are always going to protect their kid, do for them, et cetera, et cetera. I guess her fear is, well, mom and dad may not help me as much when I need it, knowing that I'm making X, Y, and Z. Excuse me, knowing that I'm making X, Y, and Z. Or it's going to be, well, why do you need help when you make so much money? Like, what are you doing with your money? It's those type of questions that,
she doesn't seem like the type of person to ask for help, though, either.
No, 100%. But it's more of just hypothetically, right? And most of us, when we're thinking about these type of deals, you're always going through different scenarios that necessarily may not even happen.
Okay. The fear of the unknown, like that. I get what you're saying.
And that's really more, and which I 100% agree with. It's like I don't know if, hey, mom and dad, I make X, Y, and Z now. They're like, huh. But by the way, do you mind helping me pay for it? Why?
Yeah.
You make so much. What are you doing with all that money? Now I gotta go explain to you that I'm doing this. Cool shit. Now I gotta go explain to you I'm doing this. Now I gotta go tell you. Like I'm not trying to. I'm too old to be having deep conversations about what I want to spend my $100 on.
Yes.
I'm like, if I want to buy $100 socks, I'm buying $100 socks.
Especially when you got your own bills. At that age.
I live by my. I have my own space. Pay my own bills. If I want to buy $2,000 socks,
that's not our reason.
No one's gonna tell me I can't buy $2,000 socks.
Is that your reason? Like the from what we come, because I say I also feel like in our culture, because niggas, if a nigga become the manager at Pizza Hut, you might get an uncle you ain't seen since you was 12 at Christmas. Like, yo, man, and it's crazy because that dynamic is so fucking fast.
Honestly, it does feel uncomfortable. It feels a little uncomfortable doing better than some other family members. It does feel a little uncomfortable. And I think it feels uncomfortable because, again, then I think there are added expectations that would never be there without this. And I don't know if I want to deal with it. I don't know if I want to have that conversation. I don't know if I because then I feel
survivor's remorse? Like
yeah. No, that too.
Right?
That too. And honestly, I felt that. So during our little break, I went to Orlando. I really felt it at Disney, Really, really felt
You
that.
shouldn't
Disney.
have. I saw the
Oh my God, I felt it so
Instagram
deep.
stories.
I felt it so deep, bro.
I would love to
I
have
felt-
survivor's remorse,
and-
watching the
and-
sunrise,
and you know what I'm saying? It's
feeling like
who am I? Like
I'm
who,
Ivanka Trump.
right? Like, cause
Oh
you know,
God, I can't save you niggas.
It's like I don't want to make it seem like I'm this multi. You know, I'm not doing anything crazy, right? But it's these luxuries that where we come from. Like I went to this prior to what 29. Prior to 29, I've been to Disney World twice. Once as a 10-year-old,
Okay,
and the other time for a basketball tournament. Since then, I've been there 3 times. Okay, so that's it. It's
God damn.
So that's what I'm saying. And
You winning the Super Bowl, nigga? The fuck?
no, and look, it is amazing. It's a blessing. But yeah, it feels crazy because
Niggas look at you.
I know how I felt being 10 years old at Disney, knowing, not even realizing, but almost knowing that I'm never coming back here again.
Shut the fuck up.
Yo, and as I've gotten older,
King, don't tell me.
no, for real. Yo, because I remember my mom told me like, oh, I remember we came back, she's like, oh, we're gonna go again. We never went again. And as I've gotten older, I understood why we never went again. It's so expensive.
So much money.
It's so much money. And people are saving up years to take their kids there. People are doing so much to take their kids there. Like
one ticket is the fuck.
just to do one park. So like 1,000%, it's survivor's remorse where it's like, yo, I've been there 3 times. I'm going to different parks. I'm having a blast. And it's like, this is nuts. I should not be enjoying myself.
Yes, you should.
Why?
Because look, if you don't survive, a nigga can't tell that story. That's what the problem is. I think people realize, because my thing is like, what would these niggas do at Disneyland?
Yo, but like, what do I do? I'm an old ass man going to Disney.
I think the third time around you got the trick. The fourth, goddamn it, you Brett Favre in that bitch. You know who running what and you there. So my thing, because I used to have that. Like damn, like why me? Why me? Now it's like, it's better me than you niggas, cause you what the fuck would y'all? What the fuck would yo, bro? When you really think about the family members or the peer, like our peer, for the ones that have that feeling, because it's not everybody, right? So because the ones that don't will meet you there. If it ain't next week,
that's true. I mean, that's true. It just
right?
Because there was it was crazy. I was at Disney. I'm having breakfast, and I'm just looking around, and there's not and there's no one that looks like me.
King, why can I smell the Florida? This is Florida.
Yeah, I mean on land, like
I can smell the gators.
You know, like I'm looking around and like,
oh God, the seagulls that were about to get murdered.
Son,
I smell your success. And it makes.
But so, and the funny part is, right? Like I'm saying this, and in the grand scheme of things, this isn't even anything crazy, right? To a lot of us, this is nuts. In the grand scheme of things,
oh, I get what you're saying.
This is very minimal, right? We're just talking about going to Disney. Like this isn't like the yacht. Like this is
the fucking Jersey Shore niggas who, yeah.
If you live in Orlando, like you can get like half off. So everything is the perspective is key in this.
Relative.
But for me and where we came from and my family and all these other things, this is unheard of. Right? Like I know for a fact I've been to Disney more than anybody in my family.
That's also very wild.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a crazy thing to say. Like, that's
a fucking adult.
Like, yo, I dead has been to Disney probably more than any of my family.
Was there any children with you guys?
The youngest person was like 20, 21.
It
was an adult Disney trip.
Oh shit, that's lit.
It was a great time. I had a blast. But I felt crazy.
If I tell them I'm non-binary, do you think they'll let me get a half-off ticket? I don't know. I don't know. I'm open to it. I don't understand it, and I'm just like, fuck it. Let's put it on the taxes. I'm up for whatever. But
it was wild. So yeah. So back to our original point. This is why it's stuff like that where it's like, yo, this is great. This is amazing, but that don't mean I got it. Like, all this does not mean I got it.
I don't know.
You feel me? And it does not mean I got it. It doesn't. And it does mean I've gotten quite fucking lucky. But
blessed.
But again, saying these things out loud, automatically people's mind goes to a place. And there's a belief from there. Like, oh, this person is this way, or this person has this, or this person has that. And I don't know if I ever want to have that conversation with a family member, because I think then I'm going to learn way too much about you. I almost do this with people, period. There's almost like a level that I just won't cross. Or like there are certain bridges about people's character that I don't cross strictly because I don't want to know. And I think that's how I've been able to like keep so many friendships, because they're just certain
what it is?
bridges I won't go.
I was having a conversation with somebody, and you know what? I do agree with you, King. I think what it is do we want to alter our reality?
Oh, I do it all the time.
But here's the thing. I think most people, since we've been on Ricky Lake all afternoon, we might as well just be transparent. I think that people fail to realize most of just life in general is emotional intelligence. And then it's a connect or disconnect with reality. And how you tread that fucking line is fine, because this is the reality, King. A nigga asking you how you living because you went to Disney World ain't the same as a nigga who don't want to go to Disney World.
Facts.
And the fact that we can understand that, because if somebody, my man willing to kill me over a kill breast and that bus ticket to Florida, because it's a bus ticket.
It's a different yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm not as stern as a card-holding Republican as you are yet. So I'm not on the G1s. I'm still busing as if it's Rosewood to Florida. It might take me a week, but I just need 72 fucking minutes with King in Florida, America, and we'll have a ball. But it's like you said, like a motherfucker who has a substantial living, who is comfortable, is never asking the next person what they're making.
Yeah.
So do you? My question is.
Oh, that's shit. That's a great point. You're right. You're right.
I never met a comfortable nigga willing to make himself uncomfortable. I put it like that.
Oh shit!
God damn it! No free game. You better think this motherfucker. You niggas don't know about Disneyland.
That was hard. I ain't gonna lie, that was hard.
No, but that's what you're saying.
That was hard.
And I'm trying to, but I guess if, like you said, if your fiance, if she's still not willing to, get into those conversations, then I guess it's just really at a certain level across the board.
But like you said, a comfortable person doesn't like to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
To an extent. But yes, you're right. I just don't want to have that uncomfortable conversation. But speaking of uncomfortable conversations, would you lend money to friends or family? Are you a person that lends money to friends and family?
Shit. Is that a real thing though? Like lend.
I'm happy you
now.
So I'm gonna give you
pronoun, adjective, verb.
I'm gonna give you my philosophy. I'm gonna give you my philosophy. If you ask me for money and I actually give it to you, I know I'm never getting it back. There has never been a time I have lent anybody money that I have ever. I I don't think out of anybody I've lent money to, I don't think I've been paid back once. I actually, and that is me genuinely sitting down and thinking about it. It does not bother me because once the money left, I knew it was never coming back. It was an expense.
You said lend.
Lend is not a real word,
right?
Unless you're dealing with a bank. unless you're dealing with a contract.
I like that.
Lending is not real. Lending is an expense.
What was the most you ever did? Oh shit!
Like $250.
Okay, that's not too terrible. I thought it was some crazy. Yeah,
$250, $300 around there.
Around there for me too. What was the relationship with the person?
Varies. That particular one? That particular one?
Yeah, I would say that one. That one specifically.
We was close. We're close. No, I don't want. Saying close is rough with me because
shit.
No, because honestly, and this isn't a slight to anybody. I can count people on my hand I'm close with. Close isn't a good word, but they.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
They're my man.
Yeah,
they're my mans. I can say
trustworthy.
I can. If you ask
vouchable.
me, if you tell me if I seem like, oh, that's your man, I'll say yeah, that's my man. That's. I mean, if anybody understands, you can understand what that means. Like that's my man.
I get what you're saying.
But yeah, but I now, and this is again guilt, right? I've also lent money to people who like
you knew they were gonna fuck it off.
They kind of my mans. The fringe mans. I've done it.
How much? Was it ballpark the same amount?
Close. Close. And so
that was guilt driven?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It was guilt driven because I knew I had it.
Did they have a house? Close. What the fuck?
Yeah, and this is why lending money is such a weird, complex conversation because.
Well, what's your basic idea about that? Like for America, if you had to give them the advice, what would you say? Like,
I mean,
lending money.
As I've gotten, okay, I will never lend money I don't have or lend money that will harm me. That's first off. If I don't got it, I don't got it. I don't care.
The money.
Say it again. If I do not have it, and when I mean have it, not like I have it, but like I need it for something. Like I mean, like I just have it. Like I have extra bread. If I got extra bread, fine. If I don't have extra bread, don't ask me.
So you're gonna know. You don't feel it. You don't feel it if you were able to lend it.
I never ever lend money that I will feel. Yes. You would just get a no from me.
Jim.
I just don't got it. I will never ever lend money that I will feel. But it's the double-edged sword. Because I don't feel it is where I feel guilty. Because, if you're gonna ask me, yo, like I'm down, my situation, whatever, I'm hustling. I need this. It's that I morally struggle saying no. I struggle. Because I know that I don't need this right now.
Damn, King, it sounds like you in a different altitude. I ain't there yet.
But like,
if you throw me a parachute, I'll meet you.
No, but I've always felt this way. Even when I didn't have it, it just felt easier for me to say no when I just generally didn't have it.
Oh, I feel you because.
But I've always
money you didn't have, like what you would feel.
And this isn't talking even on my current status. This is even when I was dirt poor.
General basis.
I'm talking just if I had it, and obviously the number amounts change based on where you're at, right? Even when I was dead broke and someone asked me for $20, and I knew I had $20 to spare. You know what I'm saying? I'm still broke, but like I had $20. You know what I mean? Like.
So these are your moral code is just how you.
Yeah, this is strictly my moral code. This isn't really even more status. This is just strictly like my code is like, if I have it, why not help? But then my brain comes into play and it's like, well, what the fuck is this? Like, because everybody that I'm around or with, I mean, there are very few people. Actually, better yet, the people that have asked me have all been very relatively close to my bracket.
That's odd, though.
Or there is like, and there's other people who have asked me. There are other people who've never asked me that if they did, I would probably give it without even second guessing because like I know they're struggling or whatever. Most people have asked me have been, in my orbit when it comes to monetary amounts.
And
you know what I mean?
Word is still lend. See, that's the thing, King.
But because that's the word that's gonna be used.
My thing with that, see, if we in the same bracket, right? And you know how niggas are. Right? We in the same bracket. We make X amount of money, right? And we're all around there. It's odd when a nigga asks me for some shit that you should have prepared for. But here's the thing. We was at the strip club. We was drinking tequila. We was fucking in Manhattan. It was wild shit like we goddamn Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. No, bro. Calamari on me. Lobster tails. 2 weeks later. Look, man. Look. This what happened. I was talking to my mom. A meteor came through the kitchen. I had the Boston market on the stove, but the raccoon that we remember the raccoon we was trying to kill for 3 months. It's like, wait, nigga, what? What the fuck? What the fuck was I was with you when we was fucking shit up?
And this is where
when I'm at this age.
And this is where my code in my mind clash. Because you are 1,000% correct. I know where you were spending your money. We was just together. We were just spending $200 a night on shots.
You the nigga that told me to supersize it.
You just told me you got the Montclair jacket.
Don't I look like Future, bro? Remember 56 Nights? This was. And that's what I'm saying.
And now you need to ask me for bread?
Son, King, I don't get it.
And so this is where I struggle. This is where I struggle. Because it's like, John, you do got it. You can help. You can assist somebody when they need, and as humans, we should.
For what though? For all right. Are we financing niggas?
And here we go.
All right. Is it our responsibility to understand the difference from financing niggas and supporting? Because that's way too different.
But it's even harder when you're black. It's even harder when you're black. Because you know where we come from. You know our struggle. We feel our struggle more than anybody. So when you got it.
I'm not black. I'm OJ. You niggas thought. You thought. Catch me. What the fuck? Nigga, catch me running down. Shit. Because the shit, bro, they do. Right, brother? Yo, it's crazy, kid. I hate that shit. And you know, I never thought I'd be this nigga.
Yo, it's so difficult. It's so difficult for me because it's like, damn, son, you can't spare the $20. But it's like, where's this $20 going?
Why you asking for 20? What's 20 gonna get?
Like, what do we, like, I know you about to spend on some bullshit. Do I want to help you? Do I care to help you?
Would they ever be able to, boom. Here's the thing. Would you ever be able to ask that person to ask you for that?
But that's tough for me because I will never ask anybody for bread.
Thank you.
I'd rather go.
Thank you.
Honestly, like, I would choose every other option than that. So like that's why it's even the gesture of asking is different for me because I would never.
You a man.
I would rather be piss poor on the streets than do. And that's just
your pop wouldn't ask nobody for bread.
My ego's just so out of control.
So you can't even fathom that.
Couldn't even fathom. So, but again, it's not me judging anybody. It's just knowing that it's just my upbringing, my world. That's how I view it. So, but there's just so much conflict internally when it comes to quote unquote lending money. Because have you ever gotten money back?
Hell no.
Like, but if you really think about it, like literally, like out of all the money you've ever lent anybody, And I want to like and just percentage wise, like what percentage of that money have you ever seen back?
You know what? Actually, I'm not even gonna do that. I like to keep it truthful. So when I was down on my luck, I did ask one of our friends for like $200. I still had a job though, but what I was gonna use that $200 for, it was gonna make me more money. And I'm not saying anything was illegal, America. This is not fucking bootlegging, but I'm just saying that's how my mind works. Because I rather, if a nigga say he hungry, I rather like, all right, I might not necessarily buy you the meal, but I'll give you the chicken.
Word.
So, you know, and I didn't necessarily give him the $2 back, but he got, like, let's say, a television or something that was worth it. He was like, yo, keep whatever. Could you do this? Boom.
But you made the effort to try to make it pay back.
It was gonna get paid back,
but
yes. And my thing is like, I would rather if a person told me, yo, do X, Y, and Z, so I could make another move. You niggas just asking for like $20, $50. First off, what the fuck? You don't even gamble. That's what I'm saying. Those niggas don't even gamble. You don't play stocks. You don't roll dice. It's like, my nigga, what? What are you about to do?
Yeah, it's a tough conversation. It's a tough thing to do. My golden rule, like I said earlier, is strictly, if I lend out money, I know it's never coming back. Point blank, period. It's never coming back. It's an expense. It's gone. If it does come back, pray Jesus. But I don't do that. But we got a great episode today. Let's get some claps going.
This was fun.
Before we go, everybody knows we love a good list. So for today, what I'm going to do, give me your top 5 comedians of all time.
Oh, shit.
Go.
Ooh.
Any order.
Any order?
Any order.
Well,
just give me your top 5 comedians.
the GOAT, Richard Pryor.
Okay.
I got to do Eddie.
Okay.
Sinbad. I got to.
Whoa. Shout out to Sinbad.
Yeah, I love Sinbad. I ain't
Sinbad
gonna
love.
hold you.
Whoa.
I love Sinbad. So that's
love.
3.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking Pivotal is so vast. Fuck that I heard. It was just like changing shit. That's 3 right there. Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac. Oh my God, those stand-ups were wild. Who else? And you know what? I know I'm probably missing somebody, but I'm gonna have to say Cat Williams right now at this state, at this mental state. I'm gonna have to say Cat Williams.
We'll take that. I like that. That's good. That's good. That's good. My 5. We're gonna go Dave Chappelle.
God damn it.
We're gonna go.
He counts.
We're gonna go Bernie Mac. We're gonna go Jamie Foxx.
Really?
Jamie Foxx. I was a big fan of Jamie Foxx show. Big fan of Jamie Foxx show.
That's 3?
That's 3. We're gonna go
Wow.
We're gonna go Richard.
Okay.
I have to have Richard in there. Ooh, this last one is where things get a little dicey. And then last but not least, comics.
All time. That was you said. Damn, Dave. I was like,
I'll go Cat. We'll go Cat.
You go Cat?
I'll go Cat. I'll take Cat. Cat could be on that list.
I like this list. I like that list.
I think that's pretty good. Again, if you are watching us on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell. We appreciate your love and support. Be sure to leave a comment and tell somebody. We really would appreciate supporting the channel. If you are listening to us wherever you're listening to podcasts, thank you again. Make sure you like us. I believe you can put comments, give us stars, all the great things as well. For my partner, The Big Jew Show, I'm King Solomon. No Free Game Podcast. Till next time.
No free game.